So I just got done watching the new Pokemon Direct, and let me just say, we're so back. I do apologize for the bad audio, but I just had to react to this because we got Mega Dragonite, something that I think the community as a whole has wanted for a while. But I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Let's talk about the things we didn't see or wanted to see. The number one thing that I thought that we were going to get is a release date for Pokemon Champions. It's coming out next year, which I'm not super surprised about, but I'm surprised that we didn't get at least a solid release date. I really believe companies shouldn't announce games unless they have a solid release date by their second trailer within like 6 months of announcing a game, because if they don't, they just clearly announced it a little too early. And that's how I feel about Pokemon Champions. They probably should have waited to announce it until like this Direct, but you know, it is what it is. We did get a big piece of news from this trailer, which I think they're saying that you don't even need to own a Pokemon game to participate in Pokemon Champions. I'm not 100% sure. When I do my deep dive, I will give more confirmation on if that's true or not. But as of right now, I do believe that you can just rent competitive Pokemon and then spend like these points to like make their stats better, like their EVs and IVs and all that. I'm not really into competitive Pokemon, but I kind of understand how important this is. That is why I'm so excited about Pokemon Champions, because I believe this will be a great gateway for people like me that has always been interested in competitive Pokemon, but have like a hard time like getting around like actually training up a Pokemon in the time sink that is required to do that. The only downside with Pokemon Champions, and this is just me speculating, but there's always a catch with these mobile games, is that it's going to cost money to train these Pokemon up, because I can't think of another way for you to train up Pokemon in a mobile game that really makes sense, or they really haven't shown how you can do that. Hopefully it's not as bad as Pokemon Masters or Unite, but I would not hold my breath. Unlike Nintendo, which is really good at microtransactions, like there's not a whole lot of them in any of their games, the Pokemon Company / Game Freak, man, they nickel and dime you for these like basically anything, especially on mobile. Anyways, that's not what this video is about. This video is about the Pokemon Direct we just watched, and one thing that we didn't see that I was really hoping we would get was one of the retro Pokemon games on either Virtual Console or as a collection. I believe the closest thing we've ever gotten was when they announced GameCube for the Switch 2, and there was a moment that you could see Gale of Darkness, but that wasn't even formally announced. It feels like anytime we even have a Direct, not even a Pokemon Direct, just any Direct coming up, there's a rumor that we're going to get some type of retro Pokemon collection, and I feel like at this point it's just wishful thinking. I don't think it's actually ever going to come out, because why do that when you can just make remakes and just say that they're an entirely new game? Like, I don't think Pokemon will ever make a retro collection of Pokemon. I'm sorry, I don't think that will ever happen. But enough of that negativity. I really did enjoy this Pokemon Direct, and most of it comes from Pokemon Legends ZA. And let me just say, I'm so excited for this game. I haven't been this excited for a Pokemon game probably since Legends Arceus. The graphics looked pretty good, surprisingly. Not mind-blowing, but way better than anything we got from the Switch 1. I know you're probably saying, of course it looks better. It's a brand new console, but people forget how bad Sword and Shield looked even before it released. Now, who knows what this is actually going to look like when it actually releases, but at the very least, it's not choppy when shown off in a trailer, which is going to be really important considering that this is the first mainline Pokemon game not to be turn-based, which means that frame rate is actually going to matter in moment-to-moment gameplay and not just how the game looks. And that brings me to the second thing that I'm most excited about Pokemon ZA, the new combat system. This new combat system gives Game Freak the opportunity to be more creative on how attacks function within the game. Attacks like Stealth Rocks and Fly and other attacks that we've had for years now have to function completely different than what they have been for the past like 10 to 20 years. One of the things I'm going to do when I get my hands on this game is just to see what these moves look like within this combat system, because I'm really hoping that these moves can also affect the environment. They haven't shown that off yet. That's just me speculating, and maybe we don't get that in this game, but I could see them implementing that sometime in the future with future games. One of the best parts about this is that we're not sacrificing competitive play for this new combat system, because you can still get that in Pokemon Champions. But enough about that. The thing that is really selling this game is the return of Mega Evolutions. And we got our first reveal of a new Mega Evolution with Mega Dragonite. Mega Dragonite looks great. I love that it calls back to its previous evolutions, Dratini and Dragonair, but still looks like an evolution of Dragonite. The only problem is that this kind of confirms all the rumors and leaks that we've been getting of all the other Megas. I'm not going to mention them here because that's a spoiler and that's not what this video is about. I will probably discuss them more in depth in a future video, since now I'm 90% sure all of them are real. But regardless, I'm happy that Dragonite finally got its Mega Evolution, and now we just need Mega Flygon and I'll be happy. Now, with that being said, I do believe we only get maybe 2, maybe 3 more reveals of new Mega Evolutions before release, because I've noticed with Pokemon as of recently, when it comes to new Pokemon and new forms, they have been kind of holding out prior to release. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Don't forget to comment down below what Mega Evolution you want revealed next. For me, it's definitely Mega Flygon. Flygon has been disrespected over the years, time after time after time. The fact that we're getting Mega Evolutions back and we don't get a Mega Flygon would be crazy. If we do get those new reveals, I will sure to make a video, so don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and sip some Charmander coffee, and I'll see you guys next time.